Welcome to St. John's High School, Class 8th. Today we are going to continue the previous chapter that was Electricity in Action Part 2. Your chapter Electricity in Action is on page number 138 in your book. Let's have a review for the previous part which we did. In the last lesson, we discussed about the problems in generating electricity, and we also discussed about the electronics and its basic components. Now today, we are going to discuss about the simple devices which are used for generating electricity. Do you know who invented the first ever electric generator? This is the picture of first electric generator. It was made by Michael Faraday. This person is Michael Faraday. He was born on September 22nd, 1791. This famous English physicist and chemist is best remembered for his understanding of electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is the study in which we discuss about the electricity and magnets. Once Faraday discovered that electricity could be made by moving a magnet inside a wire coil, he was able to build the first electronic motor. He later built the first generator and the transformer. Let's come to today's topic, that is simple devices for generating electricity. We are going to discuss two simple devices which we could make ourselves. Number one is electricity produced by magnets. This means in this process, magnets are used to produce electricity. And number two is the bicycle dynamo. It might be new for many, but today we are going to learn how can we generate electricity through bicycle. The first is electricity produced by magnet. Things required to generate electricity through magnet. This means if you are using the magnet, what things you will be requiring to generate it. Number one is U-shaped magnet. Number two, a loop of wire. Number three, a galvanometer. This is a U-shaped magnet. It has north and south pole. This is north on the right hand side, the red portion is north pole, and this blue portion is south pole. This is called U-shaped magnet. This is loop of wire, a wire which is looped. See, this red one is a wire which we need to generate electricity. And the third thing we need in this is a galvanometer. This is a device which will help us to find out either the electricity is induced or not. This is the setup, how we make a setup while we are going to produce electricity through magnet. On the left hand side here on the screen you can see a coil. This means this is the wire. The thing in the middle is called a magnet, a U-shaped magnet, or you can take a bar magnet for it. Then comes the galvanometer. This is a galvanometer which will show us either the electricity induced or not. If we keep the magnet near the coil, no induction is found. See, the needle is still on 0 in the galvanometer. They all are connected together. The magnet is still in the hand. The coil wire is put on its place and there is no motion. Still the magnet and coil are not in movement. There will be no movement in the needle. No deflection in needle means no current is induced. When the things are stable, the magnet is stable, the coil wire is stable, no induction, you can say no deflection on needle. Needle will not move. As soon as we move the magnet inside the coil, the needle will start moving. On the galvanometer, you will see the needle will start moving as soon as the magnet is introduced inside the coil, or you can say as soon as the magnet is brought closer to the coil, the needle has shown the movement on the galvanometer. This means the induction of the electricity started. Motion of the magnet caused needle to deflect. When the magnet was moved, the needle is moved. Current is induced in the coil due to relative motion between the magnet and coil. This means if magnet or coil is moved to one another, the needle will show the movement. Now we see as faster we move the magnet, the faster the needle will deflect on the galvanometer. See, if the magnet will be moved faster in the coil, the needle will deflect faster. But if the movement of the magnet is slow, the needle will show the slow deflection. Now we move towards the next method that is used to produce electricity, is the electricity production by bicycle dynamo. The things we require for this second method is number 1, bicycle, number 2, a loop of wire, number 3, a spinning magnet. This is a bicycle, you all know it. Then comes the loop of wire. You need a wire that is looped, and a spinning magnet. This is a spinning magnet over here. This is called the dynamo. This bottle shaped thing is called a dynamo, and this top thing is called the spinning magnet, or you can say here is the magnet that spins. This is a picture which shows how a bicycle dynamo works. The dynamo in the photograph has a spinning magnet. Can you see? This is a dynamo. It has a spinning magnet. Rotation of magnet is done from here. To get the dynamo ready to generate electricity, we have to press the driving wheel against the bicycle tire. To generate electricity, we have to pedal. This means this dynamo is connected to the wheel. Can you see in the picture? This dynamo is connected to the bicycle wheel. When we paddle the bicycle, the wheel of the bicycle will move, and as the rotation of the wheel takes place, the dynamo works. To generate electricity, we have to paddle. This means we need the pedal. The harder you paddle, the harder means the faster we pedal, the faster the dynamo turns and the more electricity the dynamo produces. This rotating magnet is connected with the wheel of the bicycle. When we paddle the bicycle wheel will rotate, it will rotate the magnet also. And by this rotation of the magnet, as in the previous we have learned that with the help of magnet and coil movement, the deflection was shown by the needle on the galvanometer. In the same way, in the bicycle dynamo, as faster the bicycle wheel will rotate, as faster will the rotation in the magnet will take place and the electricity will be produced. Again, I would like to share the bicycle dynamo. The bicycle dynamo has the spinning magnet inside a coil of wire. Again, I would repeat, a bicycle dynamo has a spinning magnet inside a coil of a wire. To get the dynamo ready, we need to press the driving wheel against the bicycle tire. The wheel that is attached to the bicycle tire, we need to press it, so the dynamo will get ready to work. To generate electricity, we need to pedal. The faster the dynamo turns, the more electricity the dynamo produces. This means the faster we pedal, the faster the dynamo works. Now I would like to share about what is DC current and what is AC current. The electricity we use at home is called AC current, or alternating current. AC stands for alternating current. Again, I would like to repeat, the electricity we use at home is called AC current or alternating current. The electrons move backwards and forwards along the wire instead of in one direction. It means that all the electrons which are flowing inside the wires during AC or alternating current, they flow backwards and forwards. It is the safe way because electrons are moving only in one direction, and it is used mostly these days. Now, what is DC current? The electricity from a cell or a battery is called DC current or direct current. DC stands for direct current. The electrons flow in one direction only. In direct current, the electrons are flowing in one direction. In AC current or alternating current, the electrons flow backwards and forwards. In DC current or direct current, the electrons flow in one direction. Now we are going to move towards a national grid. What is a national grid? Electricity is carried from the power stations to the cities, towns and villages by the national grid. National grid is actually a network. It is a network which carries electrical energy around the country. Electricity is produced at one place, then how it will be carried to other parts of the country. So it is what the national grid does. The national grid is responsible to carry the electricity from its main power station to the cities, towns and villages. So if anybody asks you from where do we get the electricity, so you can say the electricity reaches us from power stations through the national grid. Let me show you the picture of the national grid. This is the picture of the national grid. It is a UK national grid. This means how it works in UK, United Kingdom, but in the same way almost we are having it here in Pakistan. So this is how the power station is producing the electric current. The electricity is produced by the power station. Then it is flowing through different power stations. Step by step, it is reaching to different places in the town and cities and on different places where electricity is needed. So the function of the national grid is to carry the electricity from the power stations to the cities, towns and villages by the national grid. You need to know about it. The national grid is a network. A single word you can remember about a national grid is network. It is a network which carries electrical energy around the country. This is a national grid. It is also given in your book. I will tell you. It is shown on page number 146. Now here is your homework. In the last lesson I gave you 3 questions. Now today in the second part I would like to give you 4 questions. Question number 4 is, what was Michael Faraday's important discovery with regard to electricity and magnetism? Again I would repeat question number 4. What was Michael Faraday's important discovery with regard to electricity and magnetism? Question number 5. Name 2 devices that generate electricity. Explain any one. Question number 6. What is the national grid? And question number 7 is, what is AC and DC current? I hope you all have understood whatever we have discussed in the 2 parts of the lesson Electricity in Action. Hope you will enjoy it. Do your homework in the science copy and get it ready to get the marks when the schools will reopen. Thank you and God bless you all.